Hey there, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Becca. I make videos all about intentional living, wellness, and faith life. So if you're into those topics, definitely stick around. I would love to have you. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing kind of my journey with YouTube and really just like a life update chatty video about where I'm at now and where I'm hoping to progress very soon. Wanted to share that, especially for those of you who have been around on this channel for years. I know I have not been as consistent as I wish I would have been in the past, but I am making a game plan for my big comeback, we'll call it, and I'm really excited for what's to come. So I filmed the first part of this video and my camera died. Then I charged it up enough to export the footage and it was completely out of focus. So there's that. With all that being said, I had a coffee, but I drank it. So I was drinking an iced Golden Eagle, sugar-free, from Dutch Brothers. If you know, you know. It's so good. But that is gone, so we have moved on to hydration. Anyway, I just wanted to share like where I've been with my YouTube journey and then just kind of like where that's bringing us to today. Okay, so rewind to kind of the start of YouTube. It launched back in 2005. And around that time, I was pretty interested in the platform when it first came out. This was pre-short form content, so of course, no Instagram, TikTok, all that. And I really enjoyed the beauty community that came up. So Juicy Star 07 or Megan Loves Makeup. And that was really when YouTube, I feel like, was starting to get big and people were able to create a following and create a business out of it. And I just thought that was super cool that you could create content, post it online, and like make something from it. I dabbled on the platform when I was in middle school. I remember I got an iPod Touch. I had a camera on the iPod Touch, so I started to like film random videos on there just to play around with it. And then I upgraded to a green Fujifilm camera. I started vlogging on that. I was really having fun with it, but I also did not want any of my friends or even people in real life to find out about it because I was embarrassed. That was back when YouTube was cool, but it was also kind of taboo or kind of weird, and I didn't want anyone to know about it personally. So I kept it to myself and just filmed hauls and different beauty type videos. Even back then, I remember kind of becoming friends with others who were also on YouTube who were around my age. I won't name drop, but it's crazy that I was like friends with these people who now have millions of followers. It's actually insane to me. It's super inspiring, and it shows that if you have that stick with itness, that you can really like take something and run with it and create something incredible out of it. I just really admire those creators. I am, frustrated with myself for not sticking with it because I'm like, dang it, had I really stuck with YouTube and had that grit to just keep going no matter what, who knows what it could have turned into. I do have that regret, but I feel like I wasn't always in the right headspace to be on social media. So I don't want to be hard on myself for that, but I also want to learn from it and just grow in that moving forward. Well, fast forward a little bit, I feel like I had a period of time from whenever I stopped filming in middle school to I was maybe filming freshman year. I honestly can't remember, but I remember towards the end of high school, I was not on YouTube. This was on a separate channel, by the way. I think I grew it to around 2,000 subscribers and then just stopped going on it altogether. I now don't even have access to that channel anymore. It's kind of died off. I think all those videos are privated. I tried to search for it one day. It's just, yeah, it's dead. So then I decided I wanted to create a new channel. This was around the time when I was engaged and I was getting married. I wanted to just start documenting those life seasons because that's something I love about YouTube and about content creation. It's fun to create if you are into that, but also it's so amazing to have the memories and be able to document different periods of life. That photo might be one thing, but having video footage of it is just that extra level. So I created this channel, wanted to start documenting my seasons of life at that point in time. And this is when, like I said, I was engaged. My husband and I, we eloped, and he was heading off for a year-long deployment. I was still in college at that time, and I wanted to really just keep busy and have a hobby that was life-giving for me, but also I wanted to document that period of time. So that's what my current channel has as the very beginning videos, if you want to go back and look through those. But that season of life was me documenting that year while my husband was away. I did have the opportunity to visit him a handful of times. If you want more on that, you can just go watch those videos and that will explain everything. And at that point, I feel like I really got in a good rhythm with YouTube. It was just really fun and I really enjoyed it, and that's really how I spent a lot of my free time, was filming, editing, and just creating. Then my husband got back home and I graduated from college. I started my first full-time job, so then I entered that working phase of life and I started filming work week in my life videos. And that was also super fun to just document work weeks in my life. And then about a year into that is when COVID hit. So we entered the pandemic, everything kind of shut down. I started working that same job, but from home. And I was also dabbling on Instagram, and then short form video content started to enter the scene. YouTube was my main thing that I was into, but I also was starting to create content for Instagram. During that season of life, I really dove into content creation. It was super fun until it wasn't. For me, content creation started to really get in my head. Being online, I just had a lot of negative mindsets around it because my friends who also were creating content, their channels and accounts really started to take off and mine never did. And to be fair, I was definitely not as bought in as they were. So they totally deserved the growth that they had, and I am genuinely so happy for them. But for me, I was still pretty invested in the content creation process. I feel like I never had that opportunity where I had a video just take off. That really started to get to me. It just started to not be fun for me anymore. I was very discouraged when I kept posting and felt like I wasn't getting anywhere and my friends were, and I wanted to be happy for them, but I was also jealous. That's really where I was at. I posted 2 more videos around this time on YouTube specifically. One was my Florida Keys vacation, and then I got a new computer. I'm like looking up at my computer right now. I got a new laptop. I filmed a video about that, and then I dropped off. I stopped filming and editing YouTube content. I kind of kept things going with Instagram, but for the most part, I was like, I'm kind of done with this. Not too long after that, we actually moved out of our home and started to live with family for the next few years for different reasons. I just felt like I wasn't in my own space anymore to be able to be creative and film and edit. I just didn't really want to be filming in others' homes. Nothing against my family. I'm so grateful for the opportunities that we had to live with family for those years. But for me, it just was not a season of life where I was very motivated or inspired to be filming. So fast forward to about 8 months ago now, my husband and I moved into a new home. Now I have the space to film and edit and be creative, and it's just taken me some time to get the courage back, honestly. Like I said, YouTube and content creation has become very much in my head of looking at the analytics and watching the growth and all of that. I really just came back to, I really feel like I have a lot to share that can help others, and I don't want to hold that back. But my biggest goal now with YouTube is to show up authentically where I'm at, share the highs and the lows, and just give productivity tips, intentional living tips. I just love creating systems and habits and tweaking things and figuring out how to live so intentionally, not just going through the motions. Specifically for me, I work full time. I'm not a mom yet, but I want to be one day. I just want to share the season of life. And I just feel like the things that I have gone through in my past and even things that I'm working through now, it's not wasted. There's purpose and meaning behind it, and I don't want to hold it all to myself. I want to share it. So anyway, I feel like I kind of went from beginning to now. I don't necessarily feel ready to dive all in, but one thing with me is I'm very perfectionistic. I will go through in my head just all the different things. I need to buy all the cool new equipment, and I want to get some cool wallpaper up on my wall and really figure out my backdrop and all of those different things. For me, it just came down to, I just need to start. I just need to hit record. I need to do it imperfectly. Maybe that could be your takeaway from today's chat. If there's something that you really want to do, but you feel like you're not ready yet, or you don't have all of the experience or resources, it's very possible that you can just start now where you are at and the rest will come. And for me, that's kind of where it's at. So that pretty much concludes today's Chatty Life update. If you've made it this far, then thanks so much for watching. I'm really excited for the things that are to come. I will say I do have a fairly new video that I filmed a couple months ago. I've been slowly easing into things, and it's about my weekly reset routine. So I highly recommend that you check that one out, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video.